What I do want to get to is the state of video game journalism. All right, Leaflet, do you know that video game journalists, like, there's only like 4 of them left, right? 4 video game journalists left, and the rest, we all know it's like propaganda and stuff. But they just don't quite understand gamers. That's one thing that we've seen over and over again. They don't have a good feel of the industry from the consumer or customer side.
Mhm.
Paul Tassi is one of those guys, or Tassi. I don't even know how to say his name.
Did I tell you I was a game journalist for a while?
What?
It's actually funny because I looked at, like, I remember like telling someone this and like looking it up, and I was like, whoa, I wrote a lot of things. I didn't actually remember it, but all I did was write news. I didn't write any like, this one's like, like this one says something about society. I didn't do any of that. I just wrote news and guides. Like, this is how you play a game that's Japanese, but if you speak English, here's how you like. That was actually my most popular article. Was here's how you can play Fate Grand Order in English. That's
okay, that is valuable, right?
Mm.
Your articles are probably still making money because they're evergreen, right? They're not like screw the man, right? Or screw the gamers.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. See, that's video game journalism. That's important stuff right there. Guides, listen, we know Kotaku's making that transition right now. They're going to be going into guides in a major way. But so Paul Tassi, though, he writes for Forbes, and he'll let you know over here. In his he says, I write about games and TV for Forbes. It's fun. By the way, pick up my new book. So there we go. He says he had this tweet out here talking about Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade is, man, this has been a big success. It released on PC, and have you seen some of the mods for it, by the way?
I have, yes.
Just saying, pretty good. That's pretty good. But he had this. He says, the Stellar Blade curve is interesting, as you can see just how Asia focused it is. Prime gaming time in the West is pretty much its daily low point right over here. So he's pointing out that most people are playing it in Asia over here, and he's pointing out that Americans we just don't. It's not about the Americans and the chuds over here. It's about the Asians over here. And it's interesting to kind of see the response to this. You wonder, Leaflet, if this is the, in Blabs' words, good Asians or bad Asians.
Oh my God! You're making it sound like I said a certain part of Asians are bad, and I'm just like,
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Well, Hypnotic, though, came in, says nobody cares about where the sales come from until it's a game that destroys your narrative. Interesting how that works. Majority sales are from Asia. Literally nobody cares. The game is successful. I know you're not saying this is bad, but we all know the reason you're trying to point out something so goddamn irrelevant. When Baldur's Gate 3 was a success, no one ran around saying the majority of sales are from XYZ. Nobody cares. You guys only did this with Black Myth Wukong and Stellar Blade. Gee, I wonder why. Pointing out the difference between the two right there. And Smash came in, just says Asians don't count as people anymore. what the fuck? Just kind of interesting to see. And he's received a lot of pushback here. He got ratioed by this guy Pixel Spawn. It says Wukong all over again. Why does this need to be pointed out? Who cares who's playing? The point is people are playing. Do Asian gamers not count for some reason? More Asian neglect? And Paul wanted to clarify himself. Says, the last time I'm posting this, regional expansion is a key piece of the story of the success of these games. It's a core part of Sony's strategy in this case, which they have stated explicitly. Suggesting it's being brought up for any other reason is ridiculous. So Paul's saying, whoa. It's not the issue here. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to kind of see, like, why even point this out, I guess.
I have a more basic question. Is this even true? Like the point that he's bringing up. So it's like it would be, so that's UTC, right? So that would be -6. Am I wrong?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like 6 a.m. like you'd play it like before you go to work, right? People would play it before work.
Uh-huh.
You'd see like a spike there, and then 6 when people get back.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Is it even true? I don't know. Haven't dug that far into it. but just on the surface level, it's like, why does it even need to be brought up? But still, but I'm sorry. Yes, Leaflet.
Oh no. Yeah. And that is a good point too. Of course, like why does it even need to be brought up? Like who cares? Right?
Well, what's interesting about this is Stellar Blade is, it's obviously been a hot button topic over the last, little bit, last year or so since it's been released, and people are like, oh, it's a chud game, and the reason why it's so successful is the chud game. And it did really well on award show, specifically the Real Game Awards. It did great. A lot of people love Stellar Blade, and except for PC Gamer, they're not happy about this game, and they just don't get it. They gave it a 68 out of 100. And this is from Molly Taylor over at PC Gamer, which we know PC Gamer is no longer personal computer gamer. It's just politically correct gamer. This is not my favorite rendition of sexy souped up soldier saving mankind over here. Now, Molly she stands by her words so much and her review so much that she has since been gone protected over on X.
Well, here's the thing about that. So when I was looking her up last night, I don't know when she went protected, right? So she could have been protected for like 6 months or whatever. I just find it ironic that you would go and link your Twitter account to your workplace. So like her little profile on PC Gamer, it links to her Twitter, and then it's protected. It's like, well, that makes no sense because clearly you're advertising you're on Twitter. So why are you going behind protected tweets now? Like, I would understand if you have protected tweets and you just want to follow only certain people want to follow you, and you're like, all right, I'm just private Twitter, But why are you putting in your bio then? That makes no sense. Just saying, that's weird.
Yeah, I hear that. I think that does make sense. But she's not a fan, and you can see once again. You can see her post over here and going protected and such. But what's also interesting about PC Gamer is they are not, just in general. PC Gamer has not been a fan of Stellar Blade in general. They've really gone out of their way to kind of push this narrative. Joshua Woolens over on PC Gamer says, this is the title of it: Gooner Game of the Year Stellar Blades mods are 41% smut. Enduring gamers will never see the light of heaven here. Now, that seems like a pretty heavy, heavily loaded title right there. Trying to draw some eyes on what they're doing. You said you've seen some of these mods here, Leaflet. Your impression? Do you think that the people who have looked at those will ever see the light of heaven?
I mean, if they want to mod their game, then like, who cares? Why are they so obsessed with it? Like.
Right. Now, the irony of this is the exact same journalist, and I use that with quotations, had this headline from Baldur's Gate 3 Blabs. I'm going to let you go ahead and read this one.
All right, so Baldur's Gate 3's bear sex scene was such an upward turn in the momentum for the game that it's how Animator called his mom to show it off. She was like, that's weird.
Well, his mom was right. That is weird. But the irony that he's writing about this, how good this scene where you could get busy with a bear.
Weird.
Thank you.
That's weird.
There's a lot of irony in that. It's the same guy who's right here, but I just don't think that we should be taking really any stake in what Joshua Woolens has to say and whether or not you're going to get to heaven based off of the title of these articles here and how these go here. So,
like one question I do have is it's a kind of, so gaming is, there's so many different genres of games, and these people that they review like a game like Stellar Blade and give it a bad review, do they even play like the games that are like Stellar Blade, like in gameplay? Like what does she play? I think it was on her bio earlier that you were showing. Yeah, and I feel like this happens a lot. Like for instance, like if you were to tell me like, yeah, Leaflet, can you review the new Sims game? I don't really play Sims games, right? It's like, it might not be up my alley, right? Or maybe the game was too hard for them or something along those lines, right? It's hard to...
Right. If you
found additional line. MMO, so she's an MMO gamer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's she can often be found causing mischief in Final Fantasy 14 right there. So that's good. She also loves rhythm games and pretending to be good at fighting games. So there we go. But she also, going back to her review here, with her 68, she said, exciting combat and a plethora of sexy costumes can't totally save Stellar Blade's middling story and occasional questionable level design here.
Okay, so the issues with it. All right.
Yeah. She says, I can only assume people are willingly plowing through for the sake of seeing protagonist Eve's bum jiggle physics around in a skin-tight suit for a bit longer. I feel like that's really like degrading to the average gamer. Just that statement is in general. If you think that people are just sticking around to play the game a little bit longer for that's the reason why they're playing it. I don't know.
They can just play a game dedicated to that. Why would they need to do that for Stellar Blade?
Right. Or just open up their phone and search whatever it is you want to search for online and find all the porn you want. I'm just saying, it's crazy. So I did want to point out, speaking of Joshua Wollens here over at PC Gamer, I mean, he does immediately link to his Blue Sky over on X. So it is important to let everybody know what's going on over in Joshua Wollens. You can find him over on Blue Sky, which, as we know, Blue Sky has Blue Sky is the home of the most stable people in the world. So it's interesting to see kind of the I guess the justification that these people have for the success of Stellar Blade. And it's not about the game that people enjoy. It's clearly because she's a sexy female character, and all men are bad and gooners, and all they just want to see all the sexy outfits and such. Which it's like, come on, dude, what are we doing? So silly to say the least. You got anything to close on that, Blabs?
Fuck 'em.
All right, there you go.
I mean, girls were wilding out over Baldur's Gate, so like.
Right.
It's not like it's a man-specific thing, like.
Listen, everybody, like, I hate to break it to you, like, people, like, girls like good-looking guys, and guys like good-looking girls. It's amazing how that works out. There's the old saying, sex sells. It's true. It's true. Why do you think we have me on my show? Just saying. Come on, let's go. Right, Blabs?
I want to vomit right now.
Gay! Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just had to do that. Hey, YouTube suggested that you should watch this video too, so you should probably do it.